everybody, this is the Johnny-mar, and I am continuing with Stardew Valley. So my last episode we saw a ton of cutscenes, checking out a lot of the early heart events for quite a few of the citizens here in Pelican Town. And in this episode we're going to continue on with a few more days here in summer. So what does living off the land have to tell us today? Nothing very useful, but there's a calendar out front of the general store, which we already knew. And we should be getting pretty close with Haley to getting our next Stardrop, which will increase our stamina a little bit. Haley notes that she's going to be gone today socializing in town. That's good. You need something to do. Not like you're doing a job. And we do have an ancient seed, which we found. Actually dug it up at the end of my last episode. So we're going to hand that in to the museum today in order to pick up the actual recipe for the ancient seed. And then once we manage to finish up with our greenhouse and all of the current crops in there, we will actually plant the ancient seed in there and we'll get it going, because what I always end up doing with the greenhouse in most of my playthroughs is once I find the ancient seed, I just end up having all ancient seeds in there. So then it starts growing, you get the ancient fruits, and they're worth quite a bit of money, especially if you turn them into wine. Although it's debatable whether it's better to get the short-term profits of selling the ancient fruits or actually spending all the time to transition them to wine. Especially aged wine, which you can get with the cellar, which is the final, well, I don't know if it's the final upgrade anymore of the house, but it is definitely one of the later upgrades of the house. Let's chop down this tree. We don't need any more tappers. I mean, we could always get more tappers if we want, but I feel like we have quite a bit enough. And then we are going to do a few more chores around the farm before we head into town and maybe activate a few more cutscenes. Because in my last episode we actually got Sam's 3-heart event on the beach, but we actually haven't seen Sam's 2-heart event yet. So hopefully we can get those. Alright, so this is actually Sam's 2-heart event, I believe. So they talked about not being able to find a drummer in the 3-heart event, and that they had talked to Abby about that, about joining their band, which we had not had this event yet, so we didn't know that he had a band. Other than he just seems like the kind of guy to have a band. So he wants to know what kind of music they should play. So, what kind of music do I like? Well, I don't really like any of these 4 options. Certainly don't like country music. I would say of the 4, I mean, I'm a rock person for the most part. Generally hard rock. Or grunge rock, I guess. So we'll go with that option, which is closest to what I typically like to listen to. But really, it doesn't matter. You can play whatever you want. And then again, if you become famous, make sure to let Joja actually sponsor you on your concert tours. Yeah, who could play the drums? Well, as we found out in the 3-heart event, it's Abby. And here is, I believe, Sam's 4-heart event. Yeah, what kind of snack were you gonna have? Okay. Some cake? An egg. An uncooked egg. Seems more like something that Alex would eat. I like how Jody was just hanging out in front of her door, staring at the door while we were doing this. Is it really absolutely terrible? Don't you think you're overreacting a little bit? So we can say a couple different things here. He dropped it. I dropped it. He did it on purpose. It's best to just tell the truth. Sam learns a little bit of a lesson about telling the truth, and that if he tells the truth, he's not necessarily going to have terrible consequences. Just apologize if you make a mistake, and then clean up your mess. So there we go. Sam's at 4 hearts now, which is good. He must have got there through the 2-heart event that we saw. So now we can go into Sam's room. We can actually check out all of his stuff. We could do that once he hit 2 hearts. Jody is really doing some dishes here. She's pulling them all out of the sink there. Extra strong hair gel. Oh, Sam doesn't like us looking in his trash can. So we'll wait for you to leave, and then we'll look in your trash can. Because I'm nosy. He's got some interesting posters on his wall there. Is that a hot air balloon? Strange green creature. Extensive library of computer games. Well, I don't have computer games, but you can hear some different notes there. But that's about it for Sam's room and things of interest. I don't think I've showed off the stuff in Elliot's place either. So we did have an event with Elliot as well in the past. I don't remember exactly when. We can play different notes on his piano. And he doesn't really have much because he's basically writing his book still. Trying to grow a bonsai tree. And then we have a ton of stuff for the museum, but we also have a bunch of geodes we need to bust open. So we recently got down to, I believe, the 100th floor. So we're getting very close to the end of the regular mines. Only about 20 floors to go. Prism shard! No. Those Omni geodes can be anything. And obviously I want a prism shard. Not only for the museum, but also to get one of the best weapons in the game. So let's hand in the ancient seed, this cog, this computer looking thing, and then this new gem. And we're getting closer and closer to, I believe, the 60 items we need to open up the sewers. So we get the ancient seed recipe, as well as an ancient seed itself. So we can plant that in our greenhouse once we have an open slot. Then we have a bunch of books here. So this book will tell you a little bit about brewing stuff in the keg, which I believe we do have the recipe for. So you can make beer, you can make fruit juices, you can make what Pam is actually wanting in her particular quest that we currently have, which is the Pale Ale. And you can also make wine. And as I mentioned earlier, if you do unlock the basement, you can get a cellar essentially with a bunch of casks in it. And then you can age things like wine or cheese to make it more valuable. You can actually age it up to, I believe, iridium quality. Then we learn a little bit more about the dwarves here, which is interesting. Because apparently in this particular universe, that translates to sky people. And this particular person is theorizing that they actually came from the sky. Kind of reminds me of Lavos in a way from Chrono Trigger. Came from the sky, crashed, and then burrowed underground for generations. And then some pretty strange theories here about why they became an underground society as opposed to coming back to the surface. And whether that's true or not, we don't know. We would have to, I guess, talk to the dwarf in the caves by the mines. But we can't talk to him because we still don't have the 4th dwarf scroll. Then we have a book about Yoba, which is the religious figure, the spiritual god, so to speak, of this particular universe. And the interesting theory about the creationism for these particular people. And remember, in the general store, there's actually an altar to Yoba. And I believe on Sundays, some of the residents go and actually pray at that altar. So people like George, and I believe Jody might go there. And then one of the people that shows back up after the beginning of the new year, which we actually won't see in this particular playthrough, he goes too. And then if you didn't know how to get married, here's your tips on how to do that. Get to know someone well, propose to them with a bouquet, and then give them a mermaid's pendant in order to get them to actually agree to marry. Which we already did with Haley. And it's paid for by Pierre. Because you have to buy the bouquet at least from Pierre. But you get the mermaid's pendant actually from the old mariner on the beach during a rainy day. So here we have some of the old ancient dwarven things. The dwarven gadget and cog, ancient seed, and then also this new mineral that we found, which is called Helvite. Interesting. Alright, Haley, let's give you a sunflower. Continue to work on your affection. Yeah, it was okay. Got to know Sam a little bit better. Dropped a bunch of stuff off at the museum, and now I'm ready for bed. So let's get to it at 5:50 in the afternoon. Not a bad day. Almost 3,000 money. We're still waiting on our melon crop to come in, which will give us a ton of cash very soon. I will be doing so. You're putting on your makeup while you're walking around the house? That's a real talent. Why would I want to do that? I'm not a prankster. But thanks for the info, I guess. Avoid giving Emily a salmon dinner. She's not really into seafood, seemingly. So sunny day tomorrow again, and then the spirits are annoyed today. Alright, so we're getting pretty close here to our sunflowers and melons coming in. Still have a little bit of time to go. I would guess 1 or 2 more days. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. Here's your daily sunflower, and there we go! We got the Stardrop. So you'll get that around 12 or so hearts with your spouse. Reminds me of wealth, the most important thing as a Joja Operative. Oh, thank you. I love you too. You're so sweet. Alright, let's get into the chores. And I'm feeling so good after that, I'm actually going to give my dog water as well. No foraging today for you, doggy. We will give you water, so you don't have to go looking for it yourself. And we'll cut our tree down as well. And never have too much wood in this particular game. For building as well as for coal, which then we use in crafting. Now it's nice because our greenhouse, of course, is fully automated, so we don't have to worry about watering, and we're getting pretty close here. Those melons should be coming in soon, just like in our regular field. I can smell the profits coming very soon. We'll have to save some of it for more seeds for next season, but we should be able to get one more upgrade for the Joja community projects. And I believe I haven't been getting these tea leaves, but since it's the last week of the season, the tea leaves are actually in now as well. Now I could brew those into tea, but I'm just going to sell the leaves just for the quick profit. I don't have a keg. Looks like George is getting his checkup in here. So we might as well talk to everybody. Gives us an opportunity to actually talk to both Harvey and Maru, who we don't really talk to very often. Simply because they're not usually on my daily route through the town. I don't get a chance to come into Harvey's office very often. I don't make the effort, I should say. The only one I talk to less is Sebastian. Being Tuesday, there's also a little get-together here for all the ladies in town as they're going to do their exercise. And since the tea leaves are actually in, we can actually go into Caroline's back room as well and grab an extra tea leaf in there for a little bit more profit. Then for your moment of mindfulness, we're going to chop some wood today. That has been your moment of mindfulness for this episode. Alright, so let's call it there for our second day. I don't know why I'm double watering. Guess I'm just worried I'm not getting that in the morning. I forget. Each of these days is taking about 20 minutes of recording. And then I crop that down to about 7 to 10 minutes of actual footage for these episodes. Alright, it is the 24th, and I believe today is also Willie's birthday. So tomorrow's going to be another sunny day. Spirits are mildly perturbed, not too bad, and then we have a rerun for Queen of Sauce, the radish salad. But in honor of Willie's birthday, I figure we might as well, after all of this time and some promises in some past episodes, we're going to actually go fishing today for the first time in quite a while. So I believe I'm still level 1 at fishing. I've only done it a few times in this playthrough. So hopefully I'll be able to still do it. It's been quite a while since I've done it. So we'll give Haley her daily sunflower. We'll do some chores. Make sure we water our plants, and then we will... Okay, we have another maple syrup there, so we can make another bee house. And I can't get to this, so I'll have to go from the side. We'll do our chores, and then we will head through town, talk to some people, and then we'll head down to the beach. Give Willie his birthday gift. You'll never guess what I'm going to give him for his birthday. Go on, just try. How could you possibly... Yeah, it'll be a coral. It's always a coral. We have a few more bee houses to go before we're done with our second little diamond here. But we're getting very close. And we'll see if we can catch anything, probably in the ocean, right down by where Willie's shack is. So I believe the red mullet or something like that is the main fish in the area. There's some other ones as well you can catch. Like I said, it's been quite a while since I've done fishing, so I don't remember all of the specific fish that are available in the different bodies of water as well as at the different seasons. Because there is a variety of fish in each of the different areas of water as well as during each of the seasons. And so if you're trying to get the achievement and actually collect all of the fish, it can take quite a while, especially since they added new fish for the DLCs, so to speak, the additional patches. There's actually another patch coming out, the 1.6 patch, very soon. So that's interesting. I wanted to wait for this playthrough until the game was done being patched, but... oh well. Willie, it's your birthday! So I brought you an awesome gift that you are sure to love. Or at least like. It's a normal gift for you. And that is a piece of coral. Ooh, a piece of coral. And he is now up to 2 hearts. Yay. Sorry I didn't have a pumpkin to give to you. But that should do. Everyone else gets coral on their birthday, so you do too. You think you'd like coral. It is from the water. But the rest of this afternoon we're going to spend fishing. So again, it's been quite a while since I've fished or went fishing. We'll see how I do here. You'll notice my little bar there is pretty short still, because again, I'm only at level 1 fishing. But as you get more experienced, and also as you get more experience, you can actually purchase better rods that will increase the size of your catch line, making it a little bit easier to catch stuff, which is basically essential if you're going to go after the much more difficult fish to catch, like the sturgeon or any of the legendary fish. Or some of the secret fish, like in the lava down in the mines. There's I forget the name of it, like a lava skip or something. Pretty hard to catch. And then I have caught all 4 of the legendary fish before, or 5, whatever it is. Gotten that achievement on different playthroughs of the game. Probably won't be doing it on this one, simply because I don't spend enough time fishing, and some of them are seasonal, and I haven't already caught some of them that are only available in spring. Ooh. Okay, well, that was a tougher one to catch. So we're going to fish here till we start getting trash, which eventually we should. I doubt my luck is going to continue as it has been, where I'm getting fish over and over again. And then what I'll do is I'll cut, and then if I catch anything interesting, or if I happen to find a treasure chest, which sometimes shows up during the fishing minigame, I'll show that off as well. Ooh, treasure. Let's get that. Hopefully. What could it be? Please be a dinosaur egg. Please be a dinosaur egg. Not that I have a coop in order to hatch it. A little bit of bait and some stones. Oh well. Let's try again. Another chest. Could be a dinosaur egg. Could be a diamond. Not sure if you can get a prism shard in a treasure chest fishing or not. But that would be pretty sweet too if possible. Let's see. I'm catching nothing but red mullets though. Regular geode. Alright. So we're done fishing. Abby's hanging out here in the cemetery. That's interesting. One of her heart events actually happens here in the cemetery. And that is it for our 3rd day. You're ready to have some fun. Well, that's nice. You know what's really fun? You and me getting together and falling asleep in bed. So let's go do that. So we finish up our 3 days here in the valley. So as always, viewers, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for the continued support, and I'll see you all in my next episode as we level up our fishing, and we'll continue onward with a few more days here in summer as we get towards the end of the season. So I'll see y'all in my next episode. So long. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please press like and leave a comment below. Please also subscribe to my channel and press the notification bell. See you next time.